Hey, everybody. John Granato and Lance Zierlein from the bench. Mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Please hit subscribe so you can get all of our content here. Lance, Monday was a good day for Deshaun Watson and the legal team. They finally got a win, I think. According to a document filed by Rusty Hardin, 7 plaintiffs willingly worked or offered to work with Watson after the alleged incidents. 5 plaintiffs told others they wanted to get money out of Watson. From what we learned on Monday, how much do you think this helped Deshaun so far?
Well, you still have to verify it. It's still he said, she said. It was before. It is now. It's just there's more context and there are more layers now to this. Without question, Deshaun had been on the ropes, just taking a beating left and right. And I guess Rusty Hardin, maybe even more importantly, his legal defense team, Rusty Hardin, very expensive. He'd been taking a beating, and getting the names, getting it refiled with the names included, gave them an opportunity to do their own research, to go out there with, private investigators to quiz Deshaun on who the people were. And that was a big win for them because now they have opportunities to discredit some of the people there. Now, how could that not be a win for Deshaun to finally have something potentially had in his favor? Once again, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you the veracity of her story or his story or whatever the case may be. But from a strictly legal standpoint, this is a huge win for them because it's something that's finally positive.
Well, and to me, the most important thing was the coerced oral sex, that they discredited those two. And if those two pull out, to me, I mean, the rest is going to be very difficult, first criminally. And, oh, by the way, settlement-wise, all of the other ones are probably not going to be all that big a settlement. The two, though, that claim that he forced them to perform oral sex on him, those were the ones that were the most egregious. And if they are discredited, if they pull out of the lawsuit, or if they're tested, or if what Rusty said was true, that's a big win for Deshaun. Now, two of the women who are in the lawsuit say that they are going to talk to the NFL. And we've seen with Ezekiel Elliott before, we don't need charges. We don't need to be found guilty. We don't need anything else. But if we believe their story, a suspension will be coming. And you know what? That puts pressure back on Deshaun, I think.
Yeah, it does. And, as far as Deshaun Watson's concerned, I think you're definitely not out of the woods. But like you said, it's really the first thing that Rusty Hardin and Deshaun need to worry about is anything that could be criminal. Obviously, that's the most important thing, is whether or not you are facing criminal charges. So if the criminal charges, if that goes away or is discredited, or if they, you know what I mean? Because even if they decide to go forward, it's still going to be, he said, she said. I just don't know if you're going to have enough evidence for Deshaun to be convicted of anything. However, you still don't want to have charges pressed against you. Yes, I think that's a big problem when it comes to your dealings with the NFL. No. If they recant, if they pull back from the charges, I think what's going to happen is the legal team is going to see maybe a smaller amount of maybe they'll agree to settle with a much smaller amount of women than we initially saw the numbers at. And if that's the case, it just becomes it's going to be about negotiations. And from there, it's going to be up to Tony Busby and the people on his side who have been named now to decide how long they want to go through with this. Because at some point now on the other side, Tony Busby and the women who are accusing Deshaun Watson, they have to make decisions each individually, and Tony maybe as a collective. How long do we want to keep going with this? How long do we want them digging around? How long do we want to keep this thing going? Because at one point, it felt like Tony had all the leverage. It feels like a little bit of a shift now.
Yeah, no question. There was a shift, I think, on Monday. But, stuff still has to happen. Settlements still have to be made. There's not much time before the draft. I could see teams right now being more interested after Monday and what happened with Rusty Hardin, teams being back interested in Deshaun Watson, especially if the oral sex performance thing has been discredited and that holds up, I could see teams being interested once again, but I don't see anything getting done before the draft and maybe not even before the season, because we don't know when the NFL is going to act on a suspension either.
No, I think there will be a settlement before the season, but we have to see when the NFL acts. I think the NFL will act, but the faster there's a settlement, the faster the NFL probably will move forward with how they're going to respond and act. For Deshaun's side, the best case scenario is getting the NFL during the season or before the season to say, this is your punishment. And of course, you just hope to avoid a full season punishment. I think you and I are both in agreement that something's going to come of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, something's going to come of this. There's an agreed consensual sex with multiple massage therapists and some not even licensed. I think the NFL is going to definitely step up and do something, but right now it feels less certain about what that's going to be and when that's going to be. Although I think Deshaun's side will try to get this done before the summer.
Or how extensive that's going to be. It looks like it's less now.
Right.